Hey, TMFG community, Carlo and John here. Most Canadians think that hitting $1 million in RRSPs and TFSAs means they've made it.
Yep.
And that the hard part is over, and now it's just cruise control to a perfect retirement. Here's the truth. That belief is only half right. And in some cases, it can actually lead to costly mistakes that eat away at that million faster than you'd think.
Yeah, only about 6% of Canadians ever reach $1 million across their RSPs and TFSAs combined. So it's a rare milestone. But what's even rarer is having the right strategy to make sure that that million works as hard as possible for you.
And we've helped clients get there. And in the process, we've seen exactly what they wish they'd known before they started. One client even told us, if I'd known this 20 years ago, I'd have reached my goal 5 years earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And then another client had said, these strategies would have saved me hundreds of thousands in taxes.
So that's exactly why we're making this video, to share the exact lessons our most successful clients learned about contributions, withdrawals, tax brackets, investments, estate planning, and most importantly, avoiding costly mistakes. By the end, you'll know how to accelerate your journey to $1 million and keep it working for you in retirement.
So John, why do you think $1 million in RRSPs and TFSAs is such a big deal in Canadian retirement planning? Well, firstly, it's not just about the number. It's about the tax treatment. RRSPs grow tax deferred, which means you pay no tax on the gains until you withdraw it. And that's usually at a lower rate in retirement.
Yeah, but TFSAs, on the other hand, grow completely tax-free. And when you take money out, it's also completely tax-free as well, no matter how much is grown. So when you combine these two, you create a powerful mix of tax-deferred and tax-free wealth that gives you income flexibility that really no non-registered account could even match.
On top of that, when reaching this milestone, it also puts you in the top 6% of Canadian wealth accumulators. That's not just about bragging rights. It's the difference between having to watch every dollar in retirement and being able to choose that lifestyle that you want.
Yeah, and here's the emotional side. Once you cross that mark, your retirement plan options expand dramatically. Your risk tolerance may shift, your stress levels will probably drop, and you can make decisions from a place of security as opposed to a place of fear.
But knowing why it's important is only the start. Our clients learn that how you get there, especially when you contribute, makes that huge difference.
Contribution timing simply means when you put your money into your RSP or TFSA. And it turns out timing can accelerate your wealth more than most people realize.
One client that we worked with noticed that in lower income years, maximizing TFSA contributions first gave them more long-term wealth because the withdrawals would always be tax-free.
And another client learned that making RSP contributions during high-income years, when they were in a higher tax bracket, produced bigger immediate tax refunds that could be reinvested for decades.
And here's a big one. Contributing at the start of the year instead of right before the deadline gives you an extra month or an extra year of compounding. Over decades, that can mean tens of thousands of dollars more in your account.
Yeah, and on the flip side, poor timing can delay hitting $1 million by years. But smart timing, especially in your 30s or 40s, can help you reach it in your 50s instead of your 60s.
And once you're there, that next challenge is keeping it, which is where withdrawal sequencing comes into play.
Absolutely. Withdrawal sequencing is just the order in which you take money out of your accounts. So it might sound simple, but getting it wrong can cost you 30 to 40% more in taxes over the course of your lifetime.
Now, in some cases, some clients found that taking TFSA withdrawals first preserves the tax-deferred growth in their RSPs for longer. Others benefited from income splitting through spousal RSP withdrawals.
And don't forget about RRIF rules. Converting your RSP to a RRIF too early or too late can bump you into a higher tax bracket for many years.
If done right, sequencing can make your savings last 30 years instead of 20 and leave a bigger inheritance. Done wrong? Well, it can make you feel like your million is melting away.
Yeah, and your tax bracket is going to be the hidden lever that makes sequencing and really every other decision you have much more powerful.
Let's talk about marginal tax rates, and that's the tax you pay on your next dollar of income. That rate should guide almost every RSP and TFSA decision you make.
Are you in a high tax bracket? That's when RSP contributions shine because your deductions are worth more. If you're in a low tax bracket, that's the time to use your TFSAs or maybe even convert RSP funds into your TFSA.
And this, the tax rate arbitrage, that's contributing in high tax years and withdrawing in low tax years, that can save you tens of thousands over your lifetime.
Now, if you choose to ignore it, you might be stuffing money into your RSP when TFSAs would actually give you a better net result.
So managing your brackets well, it also helps you choose the right investments for each account, which brings us to asset allocation.
Now, asset allocation isn't just about stocks versus bonds. It's about putting the right assets in the right accounts.
So growth investments, like stocks, work beautifully in TFSAs because all the growth is tax-free forever.
And meanwhile, fixed income investments like bonds or GICs often work better in RSPs where the interest is sheltered until it's withdrawn.
Here's a tip, and it's one thing that people miss. Holding U.S. dividend stocks inside RRSPs avoids foreign withholding taxes, something TFSAs can't do.
Get this right, and you can kind of help boost your returns by 1% to 2% per year, which will ultimately help you reach your $1 million milestone well ahead of schedule.
But it's not just about growth. It's about protecting that million, especially when you're passing it on.
Yeah, without planning, your RSP could be taxed at 40 to 50% when you pass away, especially if it's going to someone other than your spouse.
Spousal rollovers can help defer that tax for decades. TFSAs? Well, they can be passed on completely tax-free if you've set up the right beneficiary or what is called the successor holder.
We've seen some poor beneficiary designations cost families hundreds of thousands in unnecessary taxes.
Which is why estate planning isn't something you do in your 70s. It should be part of your retirement plan from the get-go.
So let's go through some common pitfalls that delay or even derail the $1 million milestone. So here are some of the big ones. Over-contributing to RSPs when TFSAs would be better, maybe picking the wrong investments, taking premature withdrawals, and not tracking your contribution room.
Each of those individual mistakes can compound over time and often delaying that $1 million milestone by 5 or even 10 years.
We've even seen early withdrawals kill decades of compounding and create tax bills that could have been completely avoided.
So if you're avoiding these mistakes, they can be just as powerful as making good moves. And that's where having a complete strategy comes into play.
So what's the fastest path to that $1 million? Have a plan that covers every piece: contribution timing, withdrawal sequencing, tax bracket management, asset allocation, estate planning, and all these pitfalls that we discussed.
And that means knowing which account to prioritize each year, how to keep your withdrawals tax efficient, and how to match your investments to the account that gives them the best tax treatment.
It's about building a system, not just making isolated decisions. That's what turns good intentions into a clear path to $1 million.
Now you know the lessons our clients wish they'd learned before saving $1 million in RSPs and TFSAs.
And if you want help building your own optimized registered account strategy, watch our free training video in the link below. We'll walk you through exactly how to apply these strategies to your own retirement plan in Canada.
We'll see you in the next video.